To welcome everyone. No doubt the Rutecki family really appreciate the love and support that you took out of your time to be here this afternoon. And no doubt comfort them in their great loss. Rosemary, aka Posey. I didn't call her Rosemary too much, but I called her Posey. She was a Posey. 66 of Milton, Massachusetts, passed away peacefully in her home in the presence of her loving family after a long illness on April 13, 2019. She was the fourth of 6 children born to Edward and Frances Voss, who lived in Montrose, Pennsylvania. She grew up on a farm. My wife and I used to call her farm girl. She was a farm girl and she had farm babies. So we used to say that a lot. She was survived by her loving and adoring husband of 40 years, James C. Rutecki, and her 4 children, Rachel Calabrese of Wesley, Rhode Island, Holly Blonde of Johnson City, Tennessee, Pamela of Milton, and the best of them all, Andrew James Rutecki. She used to snarl at me when I said that. She's survived by her 2 grandchildren, Ruby and Colton, her sisters Jacqueline, Evelyn, Dorothy, and Lorraine, and her brother Edward. Jim and Posey was married for 40 years, and he only won 1 argument in his whole life. That was when they met. Jim was a Bethelite, Posey was a pioneer. If you remember back in the day, they used to have the food tickets, and Jim saw a pretty redhead girl leaning up against a wall in Binghamton, New York. Those in full-time work received $5 allotment for free. So Posey went up and she got her tickets and she got $2. And Jim thinking, that's not right. So somehow he slid it in behind her. I think we call it stalking today. Right? And he realized that, hey, we're supposed to get $5. So he chased after her, chased her down. Again, it's called stalking today. He said, no, you got $5. We're supposed to get $5. And somehow he convinced her to go back and get her $5 allotment of tickets for her egg McMuffin sandwich, her sausage soda, that we used to get back in the day. And then Posey could not shake him. They were together for over 40 years. Only argument he ever won in his whole married life. The first and only. Posey was baptized on August 10th, 1969. She pioneered for 7 or 8 years. How did she get the name Posey? Well, Posey didn't know how she got the name Posey. Her father used to rhyme names and things, so I think her sister Jackie's listening on from Texas. She was called Jack the Rack or something like that, Jake the Rake. So it was Rosie Posey, and then they just dropped the Rosie, and she was a Posey for eternity. She loved kingdom melodies. She hated sports. I don't know where you hate sports, you live in Boston region. But she did. There's so many wonderful things I could say about Posey. She's truly a joy. My wife and I like to go out to dinner with the Ruteckis before they start eating dinner at 3:30 in the afternoon. So Posey could get home, get in the PJs, and watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. Never interrupted that. But only one person did this, and he still married Rachel. The first time Steve Calabrese went in to meet Posey and Jim, he hugged her. Posey wasn't a hugger. Secondly, he interrupted Jeopardy, right? And he's still able to marry Rachel. Beautiful marriage. There's so many wonderful things that I could say about Posey, but I would like just some excerpts I got from the family that shows what a beautiful person she was. When you look back with adult children and nieces and you look back in history, you get a real sense of the person, don't you? You get what they're made of, what their fiber of their being is, who they really were. Our niece Joy said that she loved going out in service with her Aunt Posey. She used to drive around in her baby blue Volkswagen Beetle. Posey was working pioneering and working part-time at a bank. They would sing in the car. She was such a spiritual role model for her in that when she graduated high school, she went right into pioneering. She influenced her so much. She said her generosity stands out to her the most as she looks back. Very generous person. She was a spiritual person. I remember her in conversation with my mother discussing world events as it related to Bible prophecy with excitement. She texted my mom from Florida saying it looked like she would be taking the underground route to the new world after all, with obvious disappointment of not being eyewitnesses to the end. That's strong faith, isn't it? 50 years of strong faith. Pamela said that the little things meant a lot to her. She appreciated them, but it was not expected. Like someone gifted her a nail polish, a couple invited them over for a meal. A member who sent a puzzle in the mail. Pam said something that my wife and I experienced, that she sent a thank you card for them doing something for you. So she sent a thank you card for a thank you card. I remember she did that to my wife and I one time. She frequently drove a car in service. She promoted her interests. Holly said that she was extremely unselfish. Her kids were always first, and she never took a day for herself or left us to go out for a girls' night. She cared about others, but loyalty to Jehovah took priority. He said we also had 3 meetings a week back then. Remember those? Congregation Bible Study, Third Guide Mission School, service meeting, Public Talk on Watchtower. And she was never late for one of them. And Jim said all through his married life, she was never late. I don't know how he made it, knowing Jim. He made sure that he was on time, because she was going to be on time. Extremely punctual. Holly said that after she moved away to Tennessee, she would chat with her mother weekly, but not on Tuesdays, because that was a service day. And she took everything that she had because of the chemo and the illness to get out in service on that Tuesday. That was her day, and she never missed it. Even the last month of her life, been really ill and been really sick, Holly found on the calendar 2 hours that she could report. It's really amazing. I think this is a beautiful way Holly summed it up. She said, Mom was tough on the exterior, but looking back, she was really a loving, caring, and wonderful mother. As her grandmother, Nana, or Sister Alice Rutecki used to say, she was a real treasure. Sure wasn't. Oh, man. Sorry. Rachel said she was the least hypocritical person she's ever known. She always stood up for what she thought to be right, regardless of popular opinion. She made good decisions. She taught her to be a mother. She was a doting, patient, and generous and loving grandmother. She said her children, Ruby and Colton, loved being with her grandmother, reading stories, playing Candy Crush, and having her read to them. Aren't they beautiful expressions? There's much more I could have said. It was written to me. It was truly, truly beautiful. But it hurts, doesn't it? It's painful. Death is not natural. There's a dull pain that we have in ourselves that we all have to deal with. And how do we do that? Well, we weep, don't we? We grieve. It's important that we do that. And we comfort the Rutecki family during this time and comfort one another. Abraham, his beloved wife Sarah, it talks about in Genesis how he wept, he cried. Why? Because he missed her. It hurts, doesn't it? And the greatest man who ever lived, he wept. Please turn your Bible to John chapter 11. John chapter 11 and verse 33 to 36. His dear friend Lazarus had died. And notice, he knew he was going to resurrect him, right? But notice why he wept. In 33 to 36, it says there, when Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come with her weeping, he groaned within himself and became troubled. He said, "Where have you laid him?" They said to him, "Lord, come and see." Jesus gave way to tears. At that, the Jews began to say, "See what affection he had for him?" No doubt we have tremendous affection for Posey. We have a tremendous affection for the Voss family, the Rutecki family. And when we see that they are hurting, we hurt too. We weep as well. We cry as well. Jesus Christ perfectly reflected his Father in this. In Psalm 34:18 it says, "Jehovah is close to those brokenhearted. He saves those crushed in spirit." And that accurately describes the Rutecki family and us. We're brokenhearted, aren't we? Aren't we crushed in spirit? When you think about Posey, she was very tough. She's strong. She never whimpered. Never felt sorry for herself and say, "Why me?" Why is that? Because she was a Bible student. She had a personal relationship with Jehovah. And it was strong. She understood that Jehovah is not responsible for this. A loving God does not put his children through this. It's dominant quality of love. He didn't want us to go through this, but because of disobedience of Adam, we suffer sin and death. We inherit it. Doesn't Romans chapter 5, verse 12 help us to understand that? But all is not lost. Jehovah has provided us with a wonderful hope for the future. And we know where the dead is now. We know what condition they are in. In Revelation 21:4 it says that there will be no more death, no more mourning, no more crying, no more pain. That's a promise, and he has given us a guarantee. If you turn over in your Bible, please, to Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 10 and 11. Isaiah chapter 55, verse 10 and 11. We can have the same assurance as what we have with the rain now in the springtime and what it does for the plants. And we take that for granted. And Jehovah here provided a beautiful word picture to know that there will be a time. There will be a time when death will be no more. He says, "For just as the rain and snow pour down from the heaven and do not return there until they saturate the earth and make it produce and sprout, giving seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so my word that goes out of my mouth will be. It will not return to me without results, but it will certainly accomplish whatever is my delight. And it will have sure success in what I send it to do." Yes, we know that water cycle, don't we? Well, we take that for granted. What Jehovah says will come true. It will happen. We don't have to question it. We will not face death. We will have a bright future ahead of us, all of us. And we have that beautiful guarantee of resurrection. What guarantee do we have? Please turn in the Bible to 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 22. Verse 22. Jehovah gave us a guarantee here that shows us that it will happen. He's already done it. We can say it's good as done. Notice what he did for us. For just as in Adam all are dying, so also In the Christ, all will be made alive. So he resurrected Jesus Christ. That's a guarantee. He did it for Jesus Christ. He do it for us. He do it for our loved ones, our parents, our grandparents, those that we never met. He has a guarantee. He's provided us with a guarantee. So really, it's up to us, really, isn't it, to make it there, to be faithful, to have the mind of Christ, to follow the footsteps of Jesus. Since we have that guarantee, we can picture ourselves there with our loved ones. Right? We can picture ourselves with Posey. We can picture ourselves with our parents, our grandparents. It's really a done deal. But it's up to us if we're going to really be there. It's a done deal. But how can we live our life in a way that will get us there? Well, what positive things that we can do? Well, a funeral like this just reminds us of really the brevity of life, how short it really is, how time and unforeseen occurrences can befall us all. It happens daily. You see this death. Well, what can we do? What can we do to assure ourselves of reaching that new world without sickness, without death, without pain, without crime? What can we do? Well, the great man Moses really put it succinctly. If you read Psalms 90, verse 12, Psalms 90, 12, it helps us see how we should live our lives today in order to reach that new world, in order to reach those ones that we want to see. Psalms 90:12 says, "Teach us how to count our days so that we may acquire a heart of wisdom." How are we using our lives? Well, we want to live our lives in a way that is pleasing to our Creator. We want to live in a way that we are storing up riches in heaven. So many people work for things that perish or go out of style or rust or break down. But when we live our lives in a way that's pleasing to Jehovah, it's in a place that's secure. The moth can't consume it. Rust, none of those things can consume it. It's in a very, very special place. We want to be there, don't we? At resurrection, it provides that hope. It really provides an incentive to get to that new world and live our lives in a way that is pleasing to Jehovah. In Job 14 and 15, we see that Jehovah yearns, right? And that's the quality we want to have. We want to yearn to be there. Jehovah yearns to bring these ones back, and Job and Moses look forward to it. They were so assured of that. When we live in a way that pleases Jehovah, we will see Posey again. We will help her plant flowers. We'll help her in some way. And just think about all the incredible blessings that you will have. You see your children grow up, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. Really, the generations grow up. Think about that. That's a wonderful hope that our Heavenly Father Jehovah has given us. Why? Because He is a God of love. What are things that we can do? We can truly remind one another of that hope. We can continue to comfort one another as we go through these last days. We can continue to provide the Rutecki family and many others with emotional support. Because the grieving is not done yet. The weeping is not finished. But the best thing that we can do is really to look to Jehovah's support. looking into his word, the Bible, continue to picture yourself there. Continue to look to him for strength and comfort. Well, he is the hero of prayer. Pray to him. He does not delegate that to anyone else, but he's there listening. Go to Jehovah in prayer. Look to Jehovah for help. Until very soon, he's going to provide permanent relief. Things of this nature that we're here today will be a thing of the past. It will be not called to mind. So continue to look to Jehovah for help and comfort as we assist the Rutecki family and many others. So we'd like to conclude with a song number 151. And we're going to ask Brother Tom Kelleher to open up the prayer.